Amongst the devastation and fear of the coronavirus pandemic, there have been equally uplifting tales of the power of the human spirit in what's been called a kindness pandemic. The Kindness Pandemic Facebook page is sharing these heartwarming gestures, some 2.5 million so far, to inspire others to do the same. In just 2 weeks, it's clocked up more than 500,000 followers from all over the world. The founder of the Kindness Pandemic, Dr. Ms Barrett, joins us live now via Skype, of course. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I want to thank you for setting up for the Kindness Pandemic because it is so uplifting. What brought this on?
There are a number of things that brought it on, and one of them was in my social media feed there was a lot of angst about coronavirus and also too about some of the panic buying and some of the bad behaviour in supermarkets. And a number of people were calling out for people to be kind to each other and a sense of shared humanity. But a lot of people were also saying, you know, that this could be a turning point. We could really start to be much kinder to each other. And I thought, well, a culture like that isn't accidental. If you want to create a culture like that, you've got to make it happen. So I decided to set up the group, particularly after a friend shared a story of going to a supermarket and the checkout staff had scratches and bruises up their arms from shopping. I thought, well, we can do better than that. So I set it up to share acts of kindness and to try and feed people, to inspire people to share acts of kindness with each other and really get things rolling in terms of kindness spreading.
Do you believe that the coronavirus epidemic, as frightening, of course, as it is, as uncertain as it is, as decimating as it is also bringing out the best in people?
Well, look, I think it is bringing out the best in a lot of people, and we've seen that with the 500,000 people in our group, people just doing beautiful things to look out for each other, to take care of each other. And, you know, I scroll through the page several times a day and I'm in tears with the wonderful things that people do for each other. And people tell me that this is the kind of world they want to live in. Nobody wants coronavirus. Nobody wants it. But given that we are in this situation, people want to know that they can count on each other.
There are some really moving acts of kindness on your page. If you dive in there, you just can't help but feel uplifted, even in the current climate. Before we talk more about it, let's have a little snapshot.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
There they are, up on the 4th floor, and now you're going to get to see his reaction. What do you say to them?
Hello, bye-bye.
Legends.
Yeah, there you have it. And that is just a tiny snippet of what you see on your wonderful page. It's an Instagram page as well. We should point out the Kindness Pandemic. You started this campaign to originally encourage random acts of kindness in supermarkets, as you said. But now you've got several other campaigns coming up. What else do we expect to see? What are you calling out for on the site?
We've set up a campaign of acts of kindness for healthcare workers. And part of that has been a Healthcare Hero Award. So we're inviting, I mean, most of us know, in our friend and family circles, we know a healthcare worker. And so we've developed an online certificate that people can give to their friends and family who are healthcare workers. And it really just says thank you for helping to take care of us. And thank you for going to work. So that's one that's been really very popular. And today we launched Love Stories, which is an invitation to younger people to write a message or a picture or whatever it is to an older person they love and tell us what they love about the older person. And then the older person responds. And all of this is virtual, so it can be done over the phone or email or and, you know, some really beautiful stories emerging, you know, beautiful children's art about older people they love. And so this looks at the issue of older people being particularly impacted by higher rates of mortality, and older people being frightened and isolated, and younger children not having school. So keeping the kids busy and reaching out across the generations to build connections with older people.
Catherine, it's obviously, as we're talking to you, we're looking at the pictures and we can see the looks on people's faces. It's obviously extremely rewarding for the recipients of these acts of kindness. What about the givers as well? Are you noticing that they're getting just as much out of it?
I did a post last week, I think, where I said to people, what does it feel like to do an act of kindness for someone else? And people's responses were beautiful. They said things like, it helps us feel connected to a shared sense of humanity. It makes us feel like there's not an us and them, it's all us. Or people said, you know, it makes me feel like I can get through this, we can get through this together. Or people saying, I feel like, you know, it's really lifted my sense of well-being, and I feel like there's something that I can do, because a lot of people are feeling powerless and helpless. So just giving people action, so knowing that people can make a difference.
Yes, I guess we can't do anything about COVID-19, but this is something we all can do. Every one of us can step up for someone else.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the things that we quite commonly say to people is the kindness pandemic won't make a virus away, but it might transform someone's experience of the virus. And, you know, I think it's a great comfort to a number of people to know that we are there. And a lot of people who scroll through the page just to feel that it's going to be okay. And in fact, we had someone recently who posted, my mental well-being was going down the toilet, was the expression they used, before I found this page. And this is the best page on Facebook, and I'm so grateful to you that you know, you've got this and I can come here and feel that it's going to be okay.
Wow, and that's only the one you've heard from. There's all the millions of other people, I'm sure, who are being impacted by this, and more to come. Catherine Barrett, thank you for the kindness pandemic, and thank you for talking to us tonight.
Thank you.